Picture this: a cozy living room, the TV flickering with the familiar bickering of the Baron family, and laughter spilling out of you as Marie meddles, Frank grumbles, and Ray tries to keep the peace. Everybody Loves Raymond wasn't just a sitcom. It was a slice of life that felt like home for millions from 1996 to 2005. For 9 seasons, this dysfunctional yet lovable family, Ray, Deborah, Marie, Frank, Robert, and the kids, captured hearts with their relatable chaos. But when the final credits rolled, some cast members stepped away from the spotlight, others faced personal battles, and a few left us too soon. Why did some of these beloved actors leave one of TV's greatest shows, and what did they do next? Let's peel back the curtain on the real stories behind their departures, blending heartfelt memories, surprising choices, and the enduring magic of a show that still makes us laugh. Grab a seat, and let's dive into the world of Everybody Loves Raymond like never before. Doris Roberts, the powerhouse behind Marie Baron, was the heart of the Baron family. Her sharp tongue, meddling ways, and unexpected moments of tenderness made Marie unforgettable. When the show wrapped in 2005, fans expected to see Doris pop up in another sitcom, her face as familiar as a favorite aunt's. But that didn't happen, and it left people wondering, why would someone so talented step back? The truth is, Doris didn't leave Everybody Loves Raymond during its run. The show ended by choice, still at its peak after 9 seasons and 210 episodes. The creators, led by Phil Rosenthal, wanted to go out on top, and the cast, including Doris, supported that call. "We didn't want to overstay our welcome," Rosenthal once said in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter. For Doris, saying goodbye to Marie wasn't just the end of a job. It was like parting with a piece of herself. At 70, when the show began, Doris brought a lifetime of experience to Marie. Born in 1925 in St. Louis, she'd been acting since the 1950s, with Broadway credits like The Time of Your Life and TV roles in everything from The Mary Tyler Moore Show to Remington Steele. Her 4 Emmy wins for Marie out of 7 nominations proved she was at the top of her game. In a 2010 chat with Smashing Interviews, she said, "Marie was a character I understood deeply. She was tough, loving, and flawed, like so many women I knew." That connection made Marie iconic, but it also made moving on tricky. After playing such a larger-than-life role, Doris faced the challenge of typecasting. Fans saw her as Marie, and casting directors often offered her similar part, silver-bearing mothers or nosy grandmas. But Doris wasn't interested in repeating herself. Post-Raymond, she was choosy, turning down roles that didn't spark her creativity. "I choose scripts I like and say no to those I feel are not right," she told Smashing Interviews. Instead of chasing TV stardom, she returned to her roots, theater. A Broadway veteran, she found stage work rewarding, starring in plays like Bad Habits and The Exonerated. Theater let her stretch her range from comedy to drama without the pressure of weekly TV schedules. She also poured her energy into writing. Her 2005 memoir, Are You Hungry, Dear?, was a hit, blending humor with raw honesty about her life, growing up poor, her father's abandonment, and her rise in Hollywood. It took years to let go of that pain. She shared in a First for Women profile, reflecting on her childhood struggles. Doris also became a fierce advocate. She spoke out against ageism in Hollywood, frustrated by the lack of juicy roles for older actors. "I'm still vibrant, still capable," she told the New York Times in 2008. She pushed for better representation and used her platform for causes like Puppies Behind Bars, which trains service dogs, and the Children with AIDS Foundation, where she was chairman. Her advocacy wasn't just talk. She showed up, hosting events and raising funds. Despite her focus on stage and activism, she didn't vanish from screens entirely. She popped up in guest spots on Law and Order, SVU, The Middle, Grey's Anatomy, and Hot in Cleveland, and took film roles in Keeping Up with the Steins 2006 and Media's Witness Protection 2012. But these were deliberate choices, not a scramble for work. Why didn't Doris take another big TV role? It wasn't for lack of offers. Marie Baron was a tough act to follow, and Doris knew it. Nothing else quite measured up. She admitted in a 2012 TV Guide interview. She wasn't chasing fame, she'd already won it. Instead, she lived on her terms, balancing work with time for friends and family, including her son, Michael Cannata. When she passed away in 2016 at 90, the tributes poured in. Ray Romano called her a gift, saying, "Her energy amazed me," the week. Patricia Heaton tweeted, "She was funny and tough and loved life." Doris left behind a legacy not just as Marie, but as a trailblazer who fought for respect and gave her all to every role, big or small. Peter Boyle, the gruff yet golden-hearted Frank Baron, was another cornerstone of the show. His deadpan delivery and hilariously blunt lines, like "holy crap," made Frank a fan favorite. Unlike Doris, Peter's story isn't about leaving Raymond, but about staying despite incredible odds. He was there from the pilot to the finale, appearing in nearly every episode. But fans noticed something in the later seasons. Frank's scenes seemed fewer, his presence quieter. Speculation swirled. Had Peter chosen to scale back? The truth was far more poignant. Peter was battling serious health issues, yet he never let them derail his commitment. Born in 1935 in Pennsylvania, Peter had a rich career before Raymond. He played the monster in Young Frankenstein, 1974, a gangster in Taxi Driver, 1976, and earned an Emmy nod for X-Files in 1996. When he joined Raymond at 61, he brought gravitas and humor to Frank. But behind the scenes, he faced challenges. In 1999, he suffered a heart attack on set, a terrifying moment for the cast. "We thought we'd lose him," Ray Romano recalled in a 2023 People interview. Peter recovered and returned, but his health battles continued. Diagnosed with multiple myeloma in the early 2000s and dealing with heart disease, he worked through pain and fatigue. A stroke in the show's early years added to his struggles, yet he kept showing up, memorizing lines, and delivering performances that never hinted at his condition. His dedication was legendary. "Peter was a pro," said Phil Rosenthal in a Fox News piece. Even on tough days, he brought his A game. Co-stars described him as a mentor. Romano, new to acting when the show began, leaned on Peter's experience. "He read with me when he didn't have to," Romano said, recalling their first meeting Fox News. Peter's dry humor kept the set light, even during long shoots. Brad Garrett, who played Robert, called him the glue of our family in a 2006 CBS News tribute. Despite needing rest between scenes, Peter refused to be written out. He loved the show. Patricia Heaton said it was his home. When Raymond ended in 2005, it was a collective decision to bow out gracefully. Peter was part of that farewell, appearing in the finale, where the family gathers after Ray's minor surgery scare. Less than 2 years later, on December 12, 2006, Peter passed away at 71 from multiple myeloma and heart disease. The cast was devastated. Romano spoke at his funeral, saying, "He made us better actors and better people a people." Heaton called him an incredible man, CBS News. Even Bruce Springsteen, a friend, dedicated a 2007 concert to him. Peter's death felt like losing Frank all over again, but his legacy lives on. Fans still quote his lines, and his 7 Emmy nods for Raymond, though he never won, cement his impact. He didn't leave the show, he gave it everything until the end. Madeline Sweeten, who played Ally Baron, grew up on Raymond's set. Cast at 5, she brought a spunky charm to Ray and Deborah's daughter, holding her own alongside comedy giants. By the time the show ended, she was 14, having spent nearly a decade in the spotlight. But after 2005, Madeline didn't chase Hollywood fame like many child stars. Instead, she stepped back, a choice that surprised fans. Why walk away from a hit show's momentum? The answer lies in the unique pressures of child stardom and her need to find herself. Growing up on set wasn't all glitz. Madeline, along with her twin brothers Sawyer and Sullivan, worked long hours memorizing lines and navigating fame's scrutiny. "People saw me as ally, not Madeline," she told Voyage LA in 2019. The list. The constant attention, fans recognizing her, paparazzi snapping photos, felt suffocating. When the show ended, she craved normalcy. She enrolled in California's Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, explored theater, and focused on her mental health. "I needed to figure out who I was," she said in a 2017 People interview. The tragic loss of her brother Sawyer in 2015 reshaped her path. Sawyer's suicide at 19 hit Madeline hard, pushing her to reevaluate her life. "I realized I had to live for both of us," she told Voyage LA. She got sober, dedicated a theater to Sawyer's memory, and returned to acting on her terms. Roles in Grey's Anatomy, Lucifer, and indie films like Mommy 2018 let her explore her craft without Hollywood's glare. She also took up furniture design, showcasing her creativity. The Things. Madeline's journey is one of resilience. She didn't leave Raymond because of drama. She left to reclaim her identity and live authentically. Today, at 34, she's a testament to the power of choosing personal growth over fame. Sawyer and Sullivan Sweeten, the adorable twins who played Jeffrey and Michael Barron, were just 16 months old when cast. For 9 years, they were a fixture on Raymond, appearing in 142 episodes and charming audiences with their mischief. But after the show ended, the twins and their family made a bold choice. They left Hollywood behind. Moving back to Texas, they traded red carpets for school, soccer, and a shot at a normal childhood. Why abandon a career so young? It was about protecting their well-being in an industry that can be ruthless to kids. The twins' early years were anything but typical. Cast as babies, they spent their childhood on set, surrounded by adults and cameras. While they loved the cast, Ray Romano was like a big brother, Doris Roberts a doting grandma. The lifestyle was intense. They were working when most kids were napping. Their mother, Elizabeth Sweeten, told 9 Celebrity, "After 2005, the family prioritized normalcy. Sawyer and Sullivan enrolled in public school, joined sports teams, and tried to blend in. But transitioning from TV stars to regular kids wasn't easy. Sawyer, in particular, struggled. He felt lost without the structure of the show." A family friend told People after his death. On April 23, 2015, Sawyer died by suicide at 19 while visiting family in Texas. New York Times. The news shocked fans and the Raymond cast. Romano called him a wonderful kid, People. Heaton tweeted, "His brightness touched us all." Wikipedia. Madeline described him as selfless, always encouraging others. People. Sawyer's depression, compounded by the challenges of leaving fame behind, highlighted the mental health struggles some child actors face. Sullivan, his twin, has stayed out of the public eye, with little known about his life post-Raymond. Occasionally, he's spoken about Sawyer, but he values privacy, a choice that feels like a shield after years in the spotlight. The twins' story is a sobering reminder of fame's toll on young minds. They didn't leave Raymond for fame or fortune elsewhere. They left to find peace. For Sawyer, that peace was elusive, but his memory lives on through his family's advocacy for mental health awareness. Sullivan's quiet life suggests a desire to heal away from the cameras. Their story adds a bittersweet layer to Raymond's legacy, reminding us that behind the laughter were real kids navigating a complex world. Chris Elliott brought a burst of quirky humor to Raymond as Peter MacDougal, Amy's eccentric brother. Appearing in episodes like Just a Formality and Robert's Wedding, from 2003 to 2005, Peter was a fan favorite for his awkward charm. But just as quickly as he arrived, he was gone. Fans wondered what happened. The answer is refreshingly simple. No drama, no feud, just a busy career. Chris Elliott was a comedy veteran known for Late Night with David Letterman, Get a Life, and films like Cabin Boy. When he joined Raymond, he was juggling multiple projects, including writing and producing. His role as Peter was never meant to be permanent. "I was a guest star, popping in for fun," he told AV Club in 2016, scheduling conflicts with other gigs, like his work on King of Queens and later Schitt's Creek, where he played Roland Skit, meant he couldn't stay long. But his brief stint left an impact. Chris brought something totally different. Brad Garrett said in a cheat sheet interview, "Peter's oddball energy meshed perfectly with the Baron's chaos, making his episodes memorable." Elliott's departure wasn't about disliking Raymond. It was about a career that thrived on variety. His ability to steal scenes in just a few episodes proves why he's a comedy legend. Katherine Helmond, who played Lois Welland, Deborah's elegant but snobby mother, added a touch of class to Raymond. Appearing in episodes like The Visit, from 1996 to 2004, she was a standout despite limited screen time. Known for Soap and Who's the Boss, Helmond was already a TV icon when she joined the show at 67. So why wasn't she a regular? It wasn't about the show. It was about her life choices. By the time she played Lois, Helmond was semi-retired, picking roles that fit her desire for balance. "I wanted to enjoy life," she told TV Guide in 2000. After decades in Hollywood, she prioritized family, travel, and her marriage to David Christian. Her Raymond appearances were carefully chosen, allowing her to shine without the grind of a full-time role. She was thrilled to be part of it, Phil Rosenthal said cheat sheet. Helmond drew inspiration for Lois from a real, life couple she knew, adding authenticity to her performance cheat sheet. Her selective schedule meant fewer episodes in later seasons, but her impact was undeniable. When she passed in 2019 at 89, Romano tweeted, "She brought such warmth." Helmond's story is one of grace, choosing quality over quantity in a career already rich with success. What made Everybody Loves Raymond so special? It was the family we all recognized, flawed, funny, and fiercely loyal. Airing from September 13, 1996 to May 16, 2005, the show won 15 Emmys, including 2 for Outstanding Comedy Series Wikipedia. Its premise was simple. Ray Baron, a sports writer, lives across the street from his parents, Marie and Frank, and his brother Robert, leading to constant family meddling. The humor came from everyday moments. Marie's passive-aggressive cooking critiques, Frank's blunt insults, Deborah's exasperation, Robert's jealousy. "It's about the little fights we all have," Romano said in a 2020 Variety interview. The writing was razor-sharp yet natural. Creator Phil Rosenthal, inspired by Romano's stand-up and real-life family, crafted stories that felt lived-in. Running gags like Marie snooping in Ray's fridge or Frank sniffing his head set the tone from the pilot screen rant. The cast's chemistry was magic. Romano's everyman charm, Heaton's relatable frustration, Robert's commanding presence, Boyle's dry wit, and Garrett's towering insecurity made the Barons real. "We were a family," Heaton said in a 2016 Entertainment Weekly reunion. Behind the scenes, the show faced hurdles, like a 2003 pay dispute led by Garrett, who earned $160,000 per episode compared to Romano's $1.8 million. Resolved with syndication royalties, it showed the cast's unity rancor. The show's cultural impact was huge. Debuting in a golden era of sitcoms alongside Friends and Seinfeld, it stood out for its subtlety. "We didn't need big stunts," Rosenthal told Cracked. Its 69 Emmy nominations and 15 wins prove its quality. Wikipedia. Reruns on networks like TBS and streaming on Peacock keep it alive, with fans quoting lines like "I'm not a trophy wife, I'm a participation wife," Screen Rant. Its universal themes, Family, love, annoyance make it timeless. A 2020 Nielsen report noted it averaged 4 million viewers in syndication, a testament to its staying power. But the show wasn't without its challenges. The pilot faced casting changes when the original Barron twins were deemed too old, leading to Sawyer and Sullivan's casting IMDb. Romano's inexperience as an actor meant heavy reliance on Boyle and Roberts, who coached him through scenes. Fox News. Off-screen, the cast was tight, knit, but tragedies like Sawyer's death and Boyle's passing hit hard. "We leaned on each other," Romano said. "People, the show's real. Life inspiration." Romano's family, with names changed to protect privacy, added authenticity but also pressure to get it right. Screen Rant. Why did some cast members leave, and why does their absence sting? Doris chose freedom over typecasting, crafting a legacy of advocacy and art. Peter's health battles didn't stop him, but his loss left a void. Madeline sought normalcy, finding her voice after tragedy. The Sweeten twins stepped back to grow up, with Sawyer's story a stark reminder of fame's cost. Elliot and Helmond added flavor, their exits tied to busy lives and personal priorities. Each departure, whether by choice or circumstance, shaped Raymond's story. The show's heart was its people, on screen and off, and their journeys remind us why we fell in love with the Barrons. As you rewatch Raymond's episodes, laughing at Marie's meddling or Frank's zingers, think about the stories behind the scenes, the triumphs like Doris's advocacy or Madeline's resilience, the losses like Peter's passing and Sawyer's tragedy, choices like Elliot's quirky cameos or Helmond's elegant restraint. Everybody Loves Raymond wasn't just a show, it was a family, flaws and all, that mirrored our own. Its laughter and tears still echo, a reminder that even when the cameras stop, the stories go on. What's your favorite Barron moment? Drop it below, and let's keep the love for this classic alive. Don't forget to subscribe for more dives into the shows that shaped us, because every story deserves to be told.